Hi guys, welcome back to my video. So today I'm going to contrast between two point of views on how to look at yourself and how it changes the way you work with yourself and heal yourself, okay? So this is coming from internal family system modality, or also known as IFS. And this is a modality that I'm currently being trained in. I'm currently studying under Frank Anderson, and I'm also offering introductory sessions. And so if you're interested in being in an introductory sessions with me, check out the description box and click the link in the latest offers. That's where you can find all of my latest offers and how I can support you. Okay, so let's get into the video. First, most of us see ourselves as this one unified body. We see ourselves as this one unified person. And that's how people address us. Let's say you have a name. Your name is Andy. Your name is Samantha. Your whole life, people address you with one name. So you think that you are one person. You are one identity. But the truth is, you are not one person and not one identity. This may sound so out there and insane, but hear me out. This is not about multi personality disorders, okay? This is not that. This is about the perspective that I want to shift you into is that you have multiple parts in you that are alive within you in every moment throughout your lifetimes. Parts of you that are happy, that are joyful, that are healthy, that can handle life very well. Parts of you that are wounded, that are hurt, that have been hurt in the past, that haven't received the healing or repairing, that feel disconnected and alone. Those parts exist too. There are parts of you that has, lots of strength in life, right? Parts of you that know how to socialize and make friends and, get a job and work at a job and be with your family. And if you notice that every parts of you interact with people differently as well, that's how you start to see, okay, I'm not just one person. I'm not just one identity. In fact, you have multiple roles that you play in life. And that's just how this human society and our human nature, how our animal social structure was organized. You play different roles with different people, right? And so you act differently, and that's only appropriate. If you only act the same to everyone and every situation, that's actually not normal. Okay, so it is normal to act differently, to access different personality traits, skill sets in order to adapt with different people, environment, and situations. That is normal. So now, instead of seeing yourself as this one unified person, you start to see yourself as multiple parts inside. And why is this helpful? If you have ever noticed where, let's say, somebody made you angry, right? Say, I don't know, maybe you're standing in the lineup somewhere public and they just budged in and they took the line and you're like, what the heck, dude? I've been waiting here for a long time. Like, you just budged right in front of me, right? So in that moment, you're angry, right? And you hear this flying around on the internet. A part of you feels angry. And essentially, that is hinting at the IFS model of oh my God, I can't even say this word, God. Multiplicity. Oh, who invented that word? That is like the hardest word to pronounce. Multiplicity. Multiplicity. Okay, there we go. Basically, meaning instead of saying all of you, right, I'm angry. Instead, you see, a part of me is angry, right? Because if you really observe closely, it is true. A part of you is angry, but a part of you is excited to line up for food. A part of you is excited to eat. Isn't that true? So that is why your reality in a moment can be holding multiple truths at once. And that is why maybe in therapy or in coaching, you might have heard, oh, well, you can be happy, sad, and have mixed emotions all at once, and that's okay. So that's essentially different parts of you are activated with different emotions, different beliefs, different memories that that part has had. Right? Some part may have been hurt in the past, either due to bullying or somebody mistreating you. That part might have felt really lonely. And so when this person budges in, that part might react differently from another part that has felt really belonged, right? Really feel can speak up and set boundaries, right? So one part may shut down and another part may be more activated and ready to speak up, like, hey, excuse me, I was standing in line, right? But there might be another part that, has been conditioned to walk on eggshells, and that part may feel, maybe I shouldn't say that, right? So there could be a conflict, right? That's what's called a polarizations between parts. So if you ever have internal conflicts where you think, oh, I should do this. Wait, no, I should do that. Wait, no, what if? What if? And you're kind of going back and forth, right? Balancing between this thought and that thought. There's a polarization happening inside. There are two parts, or maybe multiple parts, that are in polarization. Multiple parts may be trying to get to the same goal, but have different strategies. And so it's really interesting when you start to see yourself in this way, because you're not treating yourself as this mixed and confusing one person, that how come one day I feel this way, another day I feel this way, or how come this situation hasn't resolved and I've worked on it for so long, or maybe you're like this, how come this trauma is still with me for so long. Instead, you see, oh, this is the one part of me. It's the one part of me that was hurt when I was 8, and this part, consistently needs my reassurance. Yes, I can work on that part today and it may feel comforted and soothed, but maybe next week something triggered and that part may feel really sensitive again. Right? So next week, when something triggers you again, instead of seeing, oh my God, I'm triggered again, I haven't gone anywhere, I thought I have progressed, but nothing has changed, right? Instead of going down that mental spiral, instead you say, oh, there it is, right? My 8-year-old part, he or she is feeling sensitive about this. And I'm going to be here with that part and really be with loving compassion and nurturing and gentleness to be with that part until they feel safe again. So there's a very distinct and different way of treating yourself once you start to understand that you are not one unified person, and you don't treat yourself as a one unified person, but instead you see yourself as multiple parts, multiple characters existing inside of you, similar to the movie Inside Out. So, right, there are emotions of sadness or joy or anger or fear can happening all at once, and it's different parts having different beliefs or memories or goals or intentions or strategies that are happening and trying to either protect you or keep you alive, or trying to get you to a common goal that they all actually have. So it becomes so interesting once you start to work with each part and understand who they are, their stories, how old they are, what they're needing from you, right? That's why it's called internal family system. Is that there are multiple characters inside of you, and they have relationships with you and they have relationships with each other. A lot of the times, if a part hasn't been repaired from a trauma, it can feel disconnected and alone. It actually doesn't even know you exist, right? It might feel like it's by itself. Those are called the exiled parts. There are other parts of you that jump in and, have become that person, that character that protects you, that, maybe in my case, right, overly productive, always doing things maybe a bit controlling, like that part is called a manager. And that part tends to manage everything in life, making sure we're okay, right? That we're not in danger, right? So there are multiple parts of you, then they have different roles. They have different roles, they have different stories, they have different relationships with each other. So it's so interesting. Once you start to look at things in this way and treat yourself in this way, you start to open up a whole different world inside of you for exploration. And it becomes really in depth, really, really in depth. Once you learn their relationships with each other, once you learn their roles and what they desire and their goals and what they want, you learn so much more about yourself. You tapped into memories that have been buried down for a long time, right? What's also called implicit memories, meaning memories that are not easily accessible, are not conscious, but memories that are very deep within, right? That has been really kept to keep you safe. So you can start to access those memories in a very deep and gentle way. And it becomes very, very healing. And it becomes fun. It becomes fun to start learning about your parts because now you're not so identified with the pain of that part. You start to observe the pain. You start to have space to be aware. That the space of awareness, of silence, of let me take a step back, right? From something that triggered you or stimulated an emotion in you, you take a space from that, right? Instead of being reactive to it right away, you take a space and you start to observe and choose wisely, consciously what to do. So that space and that spacing is the separation from parts. You start to see parts not being identified as all of you, but they are their own person, they have their own characteristics and you can treat them and then you start to be aware that you are this self, the self nature that has compassion, clarity, confidence, calmness, able to see things, able to really manage things in a way that's really supportive and loving and beneficial, right? Instead of maybe binge eating, right? Good intention, binge eating to protect you, to help you feel calm and soothing, but it's not a productive strategy. Good intention, but not the right strategy. And that is how a part can operate. Whereas the self knows what is the productive strategy, right? Same intention, soothing you, calming you, but the strategy would be different. Maybe it's a little hug, a physical touch, a self reminder, going for a walk, journaling, that kind of stuff. So I hope this video has been helpful for me because this concept has completely changed how I see myself, how I work with myself. And it has opened up a whole new world for me. And again, this concept is based on the IFS, Internal Family System model. So you can search it more. There are many, many books on it. The most common one that's known is No Bad Parts. And that book goes in depth. There's also a workbook that's recently been launched to help you get into the exercises and go through them. And the workbook comes with the meditation collection. So I'm not selling these books, I don't get anything from them. I'm just sharing resources with you that are available. And if you wanted to go into an IFS session with me, I am an IFS informed practitioner, then you can check out my description box with the latest offers. And I would be so delighted to help you and support you on your journey. So thank you for watching this video today, and I hope you have an amazing day. And I hope to see you again in my future videos. Bye for now.